I've been following MLG for a long time. I'm a big Halo 3 fan. I'm not nowhere near the caliber player you are, but I keep track of all you guys. I got a couple questions. Behind you guys, when you're playing, you've got your coach or manager guy shouting at you,
nuts,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What does that guy do anything?
Well,
because if I had somebody behind me shouting at me through the whole game, it would drive me crazy.
He doesn't he shouts, but it's at the right moments. The coach does a lot for our team. He keeps track of all the weapons. A lot of people won't realize how in depth the game really is. You got to keep track of all the weapon respawn times, the power ups. But also, that person can see all 4 of our screens because, there's 4 people to a team. He can see all of our screens and coordinate everything for us and be like, hey, Snipe Down's got Sniper. He's going to go into Sword Room and flank. So, Tsquared, you go this way. So I'll set up because of what our coach is saying. And he also repeats callouts. So if I say, there's a guy with Sniper on top of the pit tower, he'll be like, he'll repeat it just in case someone didn't hear me because, there's a lot of stuff going on at the tournament, and the crowd's going nuts. The other team's screaming. You can hear a little bit of what they're saying. They're talking trash. You're talking trash back, so it gets kind of nuts. The coach, keeps everything intact.
And in the middle of it, it helps. Is he got, wristwatches on? He's tracking weapon
Yeah, it depends. Our coach, Lammy, we ended up having a coaching change for Vegas because one of the pro players, actually, Illinois Warrior's brother, he was a pro player, and we felt like the more knowledge of Halo you have, the better coach you would be. Lammy understood that decision, and he was fine with that. But Lammy, he didn't have a clipboard. He just memorized everything. Ace, our new coach, he has a clipboard, and he has all the times written down. He writes it all down. It's crazy how much they actually can do for your team. I'd say they have a 10% impact on the game, which is a lot. Any little advantage you can get is huge.
Tell me what you think about this, because this is my own theory on having the coaches. He's behind you, right? So he could get an angle maybe on the other TVs and then have some signals like he's tapping your shoulder and it's look out.
Next thing you know, there's going to be people in the crowd with earpieces going right to our earpieces.
Yes.
That's MLG. They're smart. They look out for stuff like that. There's referees actually that oversee everything, make sure the rules are going straight. There's 3 giant projectors behind us that are for the fans because the setup is like this: 4 players here on one team, 4 players here on the other team, 3 projectors here, and then the stage where the bleachers where all the fans are. So the fans can see what's going on, behind us because our TVs are hooked up to the projectors. Right. If the coach even looks a little bit over there, the referee will be like, "Hey, that's your warning. If you get a warning, you get technical." It gets crazy and stuff like that, but no one messes around. No one gets any technicals, so it's all good.
There's never
the only
been a
technicals are
fiasco.
for excessive trash talking and celebration, which I haven't gotten one yet, but our teammate has.
So there's a lot of drama that goes on in MLG. Like you had your recent teammate switch with Neighbor, who if you need somebody taken out, talk to. I know people in the real world. A real murder.
Okay.
But we've got there's other stuff like Walshy. When Walshy left Final Boss, Walshy's one of the most famous Halo players ever.
Yeah.
When he bailed Final Boss, the guy like me who's reading MLGpro.com has no idea why. You don't have to spill the beans on that if you don't want, but what are some examples of stuff that goes down?
Why you used 2 of the biggest examples this season. It all happened at once, too. Walshy, if you guys don't know who he is, he's the captain of Final Boss, which was our main rival throughout the years. I've been playing against the Ogres and Walshy in 2004, 2005, and I'd beat them a couple of tournaments, but they were really dominant back when MLG was smaller. So Walshy getting kicked off Final Boss was like me getting kicked off from my team. He was the captain of his team, and it was crazy because that just creates a domino effect. Walshy's looking for a team, people want to team with him, so that leaves a spot on Final Boss open, and we just got done getting second place at the tournament. We were ranked number 1 in the season, so you don't expect, my best friend, the person that I've been teaming with the longest on my team, to go on leave. And that's what happened. He went, joined Final Boss, who I've been competing against forever, and then that was that. And then Walshy went to the other team, but we ended up beating Final Boss, which was pretty nice. And we placed better than him every single tournament. When
you guys walk past each other backstage, do you give each other the Clint Eastwood looks?
Couple bumps here and there.
Do you walk by in slow motion?
A little bit.
Yeah?
Right. I make sure I reach in, act like I have something. It's just a Dr. Pepper, but it looks so I just tell, you want some of those?